Some days I feel I should change the name of the channel to the diesel heater channel, because it seems like that's all I'm doing is I'm installing or replacing or repairing a diesel heater. Hello, I'm Andy.
I'm Nancy.
Welcome back to our channel. Today's video, guess what? It's more diesel heater. We made use of it though. There's snow all around us now because, well, if you got good heat, why stay where it's warm?
Yeah, no doubt. Or close to the...
You can talk. Or close.
Or close to the... I was just going to say or close to the ground, and then I realized we're on the ground. Just because you're high up in altitude doesn't mean you're not close to the ground.
No. We're a little higher in altitude though. I have purchased 4 diesel heaters. 2 of those 4 no longer work. One of them is working wonderfully, and this one here is about to get replaced with one that hopefully works wonderfully. The first 2 I purchased, the brand name was Triclicks, and the second 2 I purchased, the brand name was Happy Buy. I don't know what, the price wise they're the same, everything kind of looks the same about them, but the Happy Buy, every single piece except for the fuel filter seemed to be higher quality. The metal seemed higher quality. The plastic that the thing was made out of, the main housing, just a higher quality plastic. You can tell by the feel, you can tell by the quality of metal in the exhaust. Everything about it was higher quality on the Happy Buy than on the Triclicks. My first Triclicks I killed because I shut the power off to it when it was running, like disconnected the power. What that does is it stops the fan instantly but keeps the fuel flowing for, I don't know, only a few seconds, but it was enough to overheat it and damage the fan. This one, I've done nothing to. All I've done is used it for like 2 months, and the fan on this one quit working too. I'll show you this. Normally I have that on there tighter. It was just loose from when I checked it out. But this fan spins extremely hard. It spins, but it spins hard and it sets a fan speed code. So it's definitely an issue with the fan. I have a thought. These fans, I can buy them from China for like $50, $55 a piece. I can buy a Eschbar or whatever brand it's called. It looks exactly the same. It's a $202 fan. It kind of hurts to buy a $202 fan on a $150 heater, but it's been the failure point on my first 2. And if this is such a knockoff that the Eschbar brand fan would bolt on, I think that'd be the way to go. You'd end up with a $350 Eschbar instead of a $1,200, but I don't know. That's a different subject. That's going to be a different day, trying to find a fan that works and lasts longer than the 2 that I've had. But today I'm going to take this out of here and I'm going to replace it with the Happy Buy one that I purchased. There we go. I didn't plan it this way, but the nice thing about installing it like this is it's only a handful of bolts and I can bring the whole thing inside. Then I can do all the work inside the bus where it's warm. Really shouldn't have to work on it. This shouldn't be the second time this winter that I've been out surrounded by snow and replacing a diesel heater, but that's the way it goes. I didn't think I could do it with that. dog. I don't know if the 5,000 and the 8,000 watt diesel heaters have the same fuel pump, but I'm not going to risk it. I'm going to replace the pump too, not just the heater. That should stop it from leaking. The first two diesel heaters I bought were both 8,000 watt diesel heaters. The second two I purchased were both 5,000 watt diesel heaters. The 5,000 and the 8,000 watt look exactly the same. I don't believe there is such a thing as an 8,000 watt diesel heater. I think it's just a 5,000 watt diesel heater with extra fuel pushed into it so it burns hotter and produces more heat. I don't think they're quite designed to burn that hot with that much fuel. I think 5,000 kilowatt or 5,000 watt is probably the right diesel heater to get.
Your mom had a
8,000 watt diesel heater.
Uh-oh.
Look, Wild Bill.
Who was that?
Some stranger.
Well, just don't do what a stranger says,
Now I know.
and knowing is half the battle.
This one, I accidentally purchased the wrong one. I could have swore I clicked on buy exactly what the other one was. As I looked, this one was $10 cheaper, and that's probably what got me. It came with this pipe that'll go in the, you'll straighten out this tube, and this goes in the top of a fuel tank. This little brass piece here is going to come in really handy when I decide to install the diesel heaters off of the 220 gallon built-in fuel tank. What I'm not so thrilled about with this one is it came with a different control head, and this control head is also voice activated. It says it's self-taught for Chinese and for English. I do not know how well this is going to work. It's got this dial and a push button, so I don't think you have to use the voice. You can use the dial and the screen. It's definitely a different control head than the other ones that I had, and we're going to find out if this is a better control head or a worse control head. Time will only tell. The other ones, I've finally figured out how they work. The diesel heater itself, this Happy Buy, really everything about it seems higher quality. Higher quality plastic, higher quality materials all the way around. Time will tell if I stay happy with this diesel heater, and if I'm not happy with it, I'll definitely let you know. When I originally installed this diesel heater, it pulled air from just over here and it dumped it out on the other side of the fridge, right about the middle of the coach. My idea was that if I pulled air from the front of the bus and dumped it back off in the middle of the bus, the front would stay nice and warm, and hopefully enough heat would still make it to the back. We like to sleep where it's cooler, so I thought this hopefully would work out. I didn't get as warm up here as I would have liked it to. It got plenty warm up here. It was definitely warm in the center of the bus, and it did get the heat back to the bedrooms okay. A fan in the hallway, either blowing backwards or blowing forward, would make a big difference too to keep the whole bus warm. Now that we have two diesel heaters, I think it's going to work a lot better. We have one that has two outlets, one in Connor's room and one in our room, and then the other one, I'm going to put this in backwards from where it was, so it's going to pull air from the hallway, and it's going to dump air here in the front of the bus. So this one should do a better job of keeping the front warm. The other one does a great job of keeping the rear warm. Two diesel heaters on low or medium should work way better than one of them on high. I'm really looking forward to having two diesel heaters in this bus, both functioning at the same time. You'd think after installing 4 of these I'd get the order right, but nope, I forgot to put this plate on before I put the fuel line on, and unfortunately the hole in the plate's not big enough for the actual fuel line. Not the end of the world, but seems like it's always 2 steps forward, 1 step back. The weather's beautiful. It's like 35 and sunny. There's puddles everywhere. Just wish I could just lay underneath here and put this on. It'd be so much easier, but everything's just a sloppy mess. I got a little kneeling pad I'm trying to stay on, but definitely not the best day for this. Definitely not the worst day for this, and I'm really going to appreciate this heat at the end of the day. that should do it for the hardware. Now I get to wire up the new control panel, and unfortunately this control panel has more pins in the connector than the other one does, so I have to redo all of the wiring. The new diesel heater is in. I used a non-insulated duct on the exhaust because I wanted some of that extra heat to go into the bay to keep the water tanks from being frozen. I also didn't have any insulated duct. I suppose I could have moved this one from this side, but it was already there. What I'm going to still do, but not today, is right here was my original hole, and then I moved it to over here. I'm gonna have it suck air back through that original hole, and I'm gonna put a filter over that hole, kind of like I have going into the one in the back of the bus. I'll cut that hole out bigger so it's just a little bit smaller than the filter. The way it fits underneath the cabinet, I can slide that, whatever size filter it was that I bought for the other side, 20 by 10 I think, slide that in there. I just got to make a little holder to hold it above there, and oh, this one just started clicking again. Still air in the lines, waiting for it to fill up, but we'll see how it goes. Once I get it running, I'll check for fuel leaks and for exhaust leaks, and as long as everything's okay, we should be good to go. I don't know, what do we want to start with? 2 diesel heaters is better than 1 diesel heater?
I've got 2 eyes, 1, 2. Yeah, 2 diesel heat. What are you doing?
Trying to get out of frame.
Oh shit.
2 diesel heaters is wonderful. One with the front of the bus. I can't talk. One in the front of the bus, one in the rear. In fact, we haven't woken up yet without having to turn the rear one off sometime during the night.
I've usually woken up to turn it off about 3:30, and then it's by then it's nice and I say nice and warm, but it's almost too warm back there, so it's turn it off, not down.
Yeah,
and then it's plenty warm enough.
We don't really have it on all day, just in the evening. So it's really yeah, if you're gonna have a 45-foot bus, probably need 2 diesel heaters. I don't think there's such a thing as an 8,000 watt. I think I said it earlier, but I'm not gonna purchase any more 8,000 watt diesel heaters. I think it's just running it too hard. I'm gonna stick with the 5,000 watts, and let's hope that's the end of my diesel heater woes. We'll see.
That's also one of the plus sides to having huge ass windows in the bus, is that it in the winter when it's cold out, it does let a lot of heat in. Yeah. Almost to the point where we've cracked the hatches open and put Reflectix up in the windows to block out the sun in the winter. And
in the summertime, the Reflectix is just gonna have to be there to block out the sun.
Again, to block out the sun.
Yep. But either way, at least they're double pane.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of off topic. What else do we have to say about diesel heater? That hasn't been said 7 times already.
If anybody out there can translate whatever it is saying, we still haven't figured out with the one button that it has on it how to change it from Chinese to English. I'm not sure what dialect it speaks, but it's not American English.
You would think that one button you would be able to figure out how to change it, because there's no word of, there's like 5 or 6 different control heads in the instruction manual, and this isn't any of them. So.
No, and I thought I was losing my mind, and I went through all 4 of the diesel heater instruction books, and they're all 4 identical books.
2 different brands, 100% identical books.
At least it wasn't above us.
Yeah, no doubt.
Knock on wood. Yeah, 4 different diesel heaters. I guess 2 brands.
Yeah. And
all 4 books are identical. All just grabbed out of the same pile and thrown in the box going down the line. Oh, this one gets a book. Oh, this one gets a book.
Thanks for watching our video. If you haven't already, hit that like button. If you're not a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button. Let YouTube know that you like us, or give us a thumbs down if you don't. I don't care.
Yeah, that's fine too.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.
Peace.
You're gonna make it out of here just fine. It's a matter of getting down the road, I think, and having the snow not turn everything underneath it into mud.